Hi everyone, this is Ruth M. Haynes. I'm here today with a video. I want to talk to you about your database. What is a database, Ruth? Your database is your book of business. Your database is people that know what you do and you have made it clear to them like you can help them. That's your database. It's not just people that you may have their name and number. No, you have their name, you have their number, you talk to them, you let them know what you do. As soon as they need you, they will call you. So your database are people that you spoke to already, people that know who you are in this area already. So database, how do you fill your database? There's some critical questions that I want to ask you. The number one, okay, where do you hold your database? Like, what do you do to keep track of the people that you talk to? Are you just like writing on a piece of paper, and then just throw leads away and throw them here? Oh, you're not ready to buy? Okay. No. You write that down. You write down the time you talk to them. You write down what they said, and then you follow up with them. And that's where people say the fortune is in the follow-up. It's so true. The fortune is in the follow-up. Don't think that they're just going to remember your number. Like, if somebody called me right now, Apple is not going to give me their number a week ago. I would have to go in my phone records, and it's not that serious for me to go in my phone record to come find what you called me about last week. So a month from now or 5 months from now, if I can't find your number, guess what? I guess I'll go to somebody else. If I want to find your number and I can't contact you, you have not been keeping in contact with me, guess what? It goes to somebody else. So we're missing sales. Have you ever spoken to somebody and then a time goes by and like, oh yeah, I couldn't find your number, so then I gave it to somebody else. That's what's going to happen if you don't have a database. So where are you holding your database? Where are you housing it? Okay, you can get Gary Keller had index cards, and I'm not opposed to this. This thing was really good, but index cards is a little kind of small for me, so I decided I was going to put mine in a binder. And it's old school because it's paper, and nobody wants to do paper anymore, but I'm a visual person. So if I can go and actually put people in my binder, I have a sheet that when I talk to somebody, I put them in there in the binder. I have it in alphabetical order, and then I have it when I'm going to call them again. So which quarter I'm going to call them, because we call them, in Keller Williams, we call them 4 times a year. So now I know to call them 4 times a year. If I call them in this quarter, I'm going to call them in the next quarter. So I just slide them over, right? So you can house it in a binder. You can also house your database in a computer. Now, we do that as well. We put in and load up our database in a computer. However, if you're not really tech savvy, and I'm learning, like I'm learning how to be tech savvy. I'm not 100% tech savvy like I wanted to be, but I'm more visual. So it's like a ton of them. How are you going to organize it? And that's, for me, that's why I use the binder, because I can organize it a lot better. I can just go to it whenever I need it, and it's there with me. You know, I may not have an internet connection wherever I am, so it's the binder's there, and it works for me. It doesn't have to work for you, but that's what I do. So you can and we upload it, and we put that email address, and we have a campaign. It's called 33 Touch. So we touch that person 33 times. 33 times out of the year, they get something from Ruth M. Haynes about real estate. And they're going to call me back, because once they realize, okay, she's serious. Like, I get her emails all the time, and now, I'll call her back. I have her information on the email, and then she actually calls me on the phone, and I let that person know, hey, this is what's going on in the market. So it's like, okay, that's your database, right? So number 2 is how many people are in your database, right? How many people are in your database? And I'm not talking about, oh, I know 500 people in my phone, this is my database. No, your phone is not your database, because you haven't called every single person. I'm talking about each person you talk to about real estate. It needs to be a separate place you put it. And if you don't have enough people in your database, you're not going to generate enough sales, because you're not contacting them properly. You're not spending time on something that is very valuable to you. Every business you go to, they have a book of business. They know who their clients are, their contact information, and they, from time to time, send them things. And that's the way businesses are ran. So how many people are on your database? And then the last one is, how many times you call your database? The answer is 4 times a year. 4 times a year. Call them. Physically call them. I love technology. It's great, but there's nothing like getting on the phone with somebody. And I vouch for it. I am online marketer to the hilt. But you know what? when you get on the phone with somebody, it's a totally different ball game, especially in the business of real estate. You know, it's not something that you could just, I could virtually sell you a house. Like, you know, I can't sell you a house online. So I have to get in physical contact with this person, and on the phone is one of the best ways. So if you can just grow your database and feed your database and go through and do what you have to do. Last night, like I said, I was sat up and I was just feeding, putting people in my database. And what happens? I realized, oh, I got to send this email. I got to make this phone call. And so you'll be able to have a better lead follow-up, and people will believe you, because if I email you and I say I'm going to email you, I have more credibility with you. You'll trust me a lot more, instead of, because everybody I meet and encounter, they don't know who I am before I tell them that I do real estate. Because if you're a good marketer, that's what just happens. You have your cold market contacting you, and then you have to make sure that you are a credible person. So it's credibility when you send that email and it actually makes it. It's credibility when you call them back when you say you're going to do it. You got to do what you say you're going to do, right? And so that's it for database, guys. We'll have more in the future, and let me know what you're excited to learn about, and we'll create a video for that. Thank you so much. Let me know any questions, and click the link below for more info. See you later. Bye.